Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with me, Knee-High Hobo. I am today going to show you how to make a shuttle that can take off vertically, get into an orbit and land from the spaceplane hangar. Not the rocket platformy job. This is going to be a spaceplane. It's going to fly like a spaceplane, but it's going to take off like a rocket. So we're going to start by going ahead and just taking care of the usual bits of business. So that's a nose cone and the avionics package. And we are going to use a 3, maybe 4. Oops, not that one. 4 fuel tank fuselage. Found this trick out as well. If you hold down the Alt key, it duplicates your parts. Actually, you know what? That's actually going to become a little bit unmanageable when we get into the later stages. I can always add that. Okay, so this is our stage, which is going to be space flight. We are going to be in a zero gravity environment, so we're going to need a rocket engine. Then, when we're coming back down, we're going to need some jet engines. But this design is going to differ from designs in previous. So what we're going to have at the back, rather predictably, is the delta wing. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know this design oh too well by now. And at the front, we are going to have our normal swept wings with you. But this time, they're not going to have the kick in it. And then, thirdly, this is where it changes. We are going to have a biplane centre wing. Oh, I hear you say. All shall become clear. So starting at the belly, line those up, but you also need to... It's a bit tricky getting your first one right. To line everything up, you need to go with this, get it so that the back of it is at the crack of that, or that one there. But remember, you need to try and keep this balanced as well. In fact, this might become a little bit easier if we just lift this up. All of this construction needs to be done in the horizontal position. Okay, and then you press Q, and that's going to flatten them out. And that's the difficult bit over for the time being. We're going to come out on these about 5 times. Okay, and then I don't know whether or not this will work. Yeah, that might work. So, but yeah, again, I pressed Shift, I held Alt and clicked on the design there. Okay, again, I'm going to line it up with that crack. On top of that, I'm going to hit Q. Maybe one more. So there we go, and that's our 2 wing sections. Then we're going to just cap these off, make it look pretty. Okay, and then we need to strengthen that. So we will go with that to that, that to that, and then we'll just do some sections through here as well. And I'll just drop one in there as well, like that. And that should be strong enough. Should be strong enough. I'm not going to worry about putting any flaps on there for the time being. But what we are going to do is we're going to drop some fuel tanks. Come on, you bugger, on you go. Wings in the way. Sometimes when you've pressed the keys so much, it's a good idea just to stop and start again with them. Okay, that'll do for that. So let's drop those through the wing now. Come on, you bugger. That's it. So you need both ends exposed, because we're going to put a basic jet engine on the back, because this is going to be what lands us on the ground. And then to make it look even cooler, not that it doesn't look cool already, we are going to add... Where have you gone? The ram air intakes. Anybody? Be this one and that first page. Add those over the top of it. So there we go. So that's sort of the basic-ish design. And all will become clear why this is so over-engineered. Again, though, we need to put our landing gears on. And... oh, damn it all. Like that. Okay, so let's just set the stage. So I'm just going to take this out for a quick fly to make sure that it does fly, and make sure that I don't need any flaps on the on this bi-wing. So what I did there is I've just taken these two jet engines, I've put them into their own separate stage at the bottom, and this will be bisexual. Bisexual? Bisexual? Ow? Ellie? Bisex shuttle. Shuttle? I don't even care anymore. Oh, I haven't even got my phone near to me, so I can't even do a spell check on there. I think shut Ellie is right. Oh, whatever. I spelled eagle wrong enough times. I don't think everyone's going to care about shuttle. Oh, I didn't put a fucking tail on it, did I? Right, okay, never mind. Because this is only going to be a get off the runway flight. Pulling a bit to the left again. Will you go? Yeah, of course you will. But it's not the most stable flight I've ever been involved in. But... never mind. And really, it could do with being... what I might do is V those wings on the nose. Or add some more wings to V. Oh, sugar, no, I can't. Now, the thing about this is everything has to be absolutely bang smack down the centre. You can't be off slightly. He says as he's about to unbalance it by putting a tail on it. And maybe the tail will help. So I want to get on with this really, because I want to do the next stage, which is the exciting bit. Okay, so with all that built now, we're going to grab it by the cockpit. That's what she said. And we're going to press W, and we're going to put it into its vertical position. What we're going to do then is we are going to grab these big bad boys, and we're going to go symmetry, clodunk, clodunk. We're going to go and we're going to get these, because if we're going to go up into space, we're going to go up in style and quickly. You part of that firing mechanism? I don't think you are. I'm not convinced about that. I think it's lying to me when it says it's attached. But I will have to take its word. I know no better. Okay, and I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to zoom up a bit because, fudge it. Suck on my chocolate soda balls. Just put that right up in the rafters there. And there we go. We're going to have 4 tanks per side. I'm going to go Alt that. Now you need to get these as level as you possibly can as well. Which today doesn't look like it's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to have to take a chance that that's going to work out, because I spend all day on this. Then we're going to put these big bugger engines on it. Now you see there's actually more room to put more tanks on, but for the time being this is more than enough to do what we want to do. So you need to strengthen everything. Now the other thing you need to watch out as well is when you separate this stage, that you don't have these so that they're going to cut through one of your wings and take a wing off. So by all means, do strengthen it this way, but do it before the shuttle starts. Also, we can do a crisscross in here, and that should be strong enough now. A lot of should-bes. Okay, again, we're going to drop that down. We're going to get this as low to the ground as we possibly can. Then we're going for the next stage, which is this one. And we're going to ponk those. I do love these. These are so cool. Okay. Now we're going to sort out the staging. So let's add a new stage. First of all, rocket stage ignition. All 4 of them. So they're going to start. Stage 2. We will blow those and take off. Stage 3 will be the release of the radial decouplers, the large radial decouplers. Stage 4 will then be the ignition of the jet engine, and then that will get us into our orbit, and then we will come plummeting out of the atmosphere with that, which will make up this stage. And then just to tidy everything up, let's chuck that in there. Let's chuck that in there. And let's chuck that in there. So there we go, that's all the stages. So the bisect shuttle, because it is sexy. Let's launch this mother. Big stretch. Look at that. Minutes and minutes of engineering. So we're going to hit T. See, it's a little bit narky about what's going on. We're also going to pull the gear in. And we're going to hit the throttle up. Hit the ignition stage. And then release. Off you go. In a vertical fashion. Now, when I did this yesterday as well, I've just remembered, when I did this last night to test it, I put SAS modules onto all of these. You see, it's got pretty good flight path there, it's pretty true. Structural strengtheners are holding out pretty well. By the way, NASA, if you are watching, yes, I am available for employment. Just need to pull back a little bit because we're starting to just roll forwards a touch. A bit ahead of a time. We are going to be doing a roll, but not this early. That doesn't look like I can come back from it. Whoa! Yeah, I don't think I can come back from this roll at all. Or I could be wrong. No, it's just going to spin and spin and spin. So maybe we do need to add, which is going to be a bugger to do now, but add some more control surfaces. That's the word I'm after. Come on. So we'll just have to take that apart for a second. Alright. Okay, let's flatten this back out. Let's add these control surfaces back onto it. So this is where it all starts to become a little bit tricky now because the because of how complicated the build was. It doesn't quite know what's up and down anymore. Okay, we'll try that. You slippery little bugger, come on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to load that back in. And just give that one more whack. In fact, I wonder if I can do it if we flatten it out. I'll try and do it this way. So just talk among yourselves for a second whilst I fudge it. Symmetry's not working out the way that it should do there. Okay, so that looks about right. And I might just bang these SAS modules. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So you're not going to create any drag like that, are you? Whoops. I don't think I wanted to do that. But it's done now. So bisexual shuttle I. Big stretch again before the big flight. Oh. Come on. Staging looks okay as well. SAS on. And the fact that they're running so aggressively from the word go. Okay. Throttle up, ignition, lift off. Feels like it's pulling a little bit to the right now. Oh, gear up. So yeah, you can take this design and make it as complicated as you want. You can do things like add solid fuel boosters and different stages of rocketeering to it. Okay, so we're gaining some good speed. Starting to try to roll over a little bit, so we're just going to tip it back a touch. That may have been a little bit too much of a touch. Okay, we're going to go ahead and restart that, because that isn't going to end well. So throttle, SAS, ignition, and lift off. Gear in. Of course, the other thing I could have done as well is stacked a couple of there and one through the centre, to give it a bit of an extra thump off the starting line. This looks a bit more stable. It's staying on the... I am having to hold the S key to try and keep it back. If this one doesn't work out, then what I'll do is put fins onto these outer stage tanks. But it's looking pretty true at the moment, actually. Into the sun. How are we looking for a height? 21. I was going to cut the engines and roll forwards, I think. Headed the wrong way. Are we upside down? We bloody well are. But whilst it's being counterproductive, it's a fight to try and keep it up on this line, but that's starting to stretch out there quite nicely. The fact that's shrinking like an absolute beggar. Oh. I'm going to come in again. So we've just got one more little burn in this, and then this is a stage separation. But I don't think we're going to be orbiting it, and that's just because of that stupid bloody gravity roll that I tried to produce. Right now I don't think there's any coming back from this. We're heading back down towards the Earth in a spin that just at the moment I can't seem to recover from. The only other thing is just to let it see if we can spin it on that then. I think it's a bit too late now. Why? It does everything but flip the way that I want it to. So at the moment, I mean, there is no good reason whatsoever for me to be touching any of the controls because they're not doing anything. But we can add the jet engines into this as well for a bit of extra thrust, just to try and at least soften the blow when they hit the ground. And that's the rocket engines done. So let's abort this one, and this is going to be my last attempt with this one. If this one fails, then I'm going to go across to my other game, and I'll show you the other one in flight in an orbit. Sure, just do that one, and we're going to restart it. So this time, no gravity rolls. We're going to go up in a straight line until we run out of fuel on this upper stage, and then we're going to flip over and do our second stage, and that's going to get us to the orbit. That's the plan. Ignition. Lift off. Gear up. In fact, technically, I really should have learned my lesson from... Was it the Minmus rocket? That I used these big first stages for, and to try and gravity roll these containers is stupid. It really is stupid to try and do that. The other thing to remember about this as well, it doesn't fly like a rocket, because it's obviously not. That's another thing to remember. It's a shuttle, it's a plane, and therefore is pretty ineffective in thin atmosphere, because of course it has no wings to bite into. So that was half of the trouble that I had last time, was trying to keep the whole thing under control. So this time we're looking at an altitude of many millions of meters. 75,000. Probably going to be into the 100,000 odd by the time we finished, or maybe a couple of hundred. But as I say, the deal's the deal. We keep going upwards and upwards and upwards, and then we run out of fuel, and that's it. Now the wings have become ineffective. I think I'm going to go ahead. That's... So we're going to go up, up, up to here, and then we'll start our burn. Hopefully they didn't... They did take off quite the bang, but I can't see that they have taken anything off. So just going to get ready to hit our burn. Oh yes, we can. That's useful. I was waiting for the... Now, apparently, that little dot, I think I read somewhere, was called the peripheral. Could be wrong, but it sounds familiar. Okay, so we're at this point now, and we are going to throttle... sorry, we're going to turn the speed back down, and we're going to hit the throttle. It's being a little difficult to control. I'll be honest. It's not the easiest thing. So I think that will do for the time being, and then we can just go round and round and round. Yeah, that's our lowest point. So there we go, shuttle round the Earth. It's a shame there isn't a way to make it so it's constantly looking in one direction, but pigs in outer space. So I think this is the continent on which we want to land back on. So when we get here, we're going for a retro burn. In fact, actually, probably. No, that'll be right. And we'll turn the T off there. Mind you, that said, actually, that will wind up being the right way, won't it, when we eventually come back round. Wait off. Where are you off? Where are we going? See if the SS can get this back under control. So I think the SAS works differently as well. Rather than actually with the rocket SAS, you give it a fixed location. This SAS just stabilizes rather than actually trying to particularly aim you at any area. It just wherever it happens to stop is what it comes in with. Am I out of rocket fuel? I am. I don't think I've come in low enough to get out of an orbit. Haha. Let's see. No. And these jet engines, as I say, don't really work up here. So yeah, well, that's getting a rocket into space. It's getting a shuttle into space, rather. Recovering it, however, slightly different matter of affairs, and controlling it is tricky, but yeah, I did what I set out to do. So I'm happy with that. So I'll go ahead and end this episode here now then. So I'd like to say thank you very much for joining me. I hope it's been informative and interesting for you to watch. This is filmed as part of a series, so do go over to my channel if this is if you're not watching this on the channel. Go over and have a look at the other episodes. And there's also 2 other spaceplane tutorials before this. One is the first of them is a fighter, which I think is episode 31, season 2, episode 31. Episode 32 is to do a more sort of shuttle-sized thing about this, and then this came as the third part of it. So, thank you very much for watching. My name's Hobo. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.